Welcome to our channel. Washington quarters are everywhere, but a few are surprisingly rare and worth far more than 25 cents. Whether it's a hidden minting detail or exceptional condition, some of these coins are valued in the thousands. Today, we're taking a closer look at a few that stand out. Let's get started and see what makes these quarters so special. It's 1974. The United States is facing a period of transition. Inflation is rising, the stock market is turbulent, and political tensions are reshaping public trust. But while headlines shift and uncertainty grows, life continues in the background. People buy groceries, fill their gas tanks, and go about their routines. In pockets, drawers, and cash registers, quarters quietly do their job, unchanged and unnoticed. Among those millions of coins, a specific one stands apart. A 1974 Washington quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and identified by the absence of a mint mark. Most quarters from this year look just like it on the surface, same design, same composition. But this one is different, not because of a visible flaw or an obvious rarity, but because of how perfectly it has survived. The coin's obverse, like every quarter since 1932, features George Washington. Sculpted by John Flanagan, Washington's profile remains strong and stately. Above his head, the word Liberty. To the left, In God We Trust. And beneath, the date, 1974. There are no design variations or special editions for this year. It's a standard quarter by appearance, made of copper-nickel clad. Nothing about it screams rare at first glance. But then, rarity isn't always obvious. The reverse of the coin continues with the familiar image of a bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows. Olive branches rest just below, symbolizing peace. Surrounding it, the words United States of America and quarter dollar. This was the last year before the U.S. Mint began planning for the special 1976 bicentennial design, which would temporarily replace the eagle. So in many ways, the 1974 quarter is the end of an era, simple, balanced, and unchanged. What makes this coin truly special is not the design, but its state. From the moment it left the mint, this quarter avoided the path of most coins. It didn't get mixed into bank rolls or shipped to stores. It wasn't spent, tossed into a pocket, or left rattling in a cash drawer. Instead, it was preserved, carefully, intentionally. Possibly pulled straight from a mint set or early production roll and placed in a controlled environment, untouched by time, air, or human handling. The result is a coin that remains virtually flawless. The luster is full and brilliant. The surfaces are smooth and reflective. There are no contact marks, no blemishes, and no dulling from circulation. The fine details of Washington's hair, the feather lines on the eagle's wings, the edge reading, each element is crisp and fully struck. That it takes a coin like this decades to prove its worth, not because of its age alone, but because of how few others like it manage to survive with the same level of quality. The overwhelming majority of 1974 quarters, even those kept in decent shape, simply don't come close. That's why when one does, it makes people take notice. When submitted for professional grading, the coin received one of the highest possible mint state grades. That's not a small detail. High-grade modern coins, especially from circulation strikes, are incredibly rare. Mint state 67 and above represents the upper limits of what's achievable under strict grading standards. For a coin like this, struck not as a proof, but as a regular business strike, to grade as highly as it did, is highly unusual. Collectors and experts recognize that coins like this don't just appear randomly. A coin in this kind of condition typically survives only through intentional protection and a bit of luck. Many coins lose value due to the smallest nick or surface break. But this one didn't. It remained intact, untouched, and well preserved through decades of potential exposure. That level of survival makes it a standout in any collection, especially among coins that are otherwise considered common in the raw. The absence of a mint mark tells us it was struck in Philadelphia, standard practice at the time. But what is not standard is the preservation. The number of 1974 no mint mark quarters surviving in this grade is extremely limited. It's not about how many were minted, it's about how few remain like this. That's what drives collector interest, and ultimately, value. There is no striking error. No double die. No misplaced lettering. No rare metal blend. Just purity of condition. A simple, standard design coin elevated to the highest ranks because of how it has endured. When the coin was brought to auction, it was supported by professional certification, photographic documentation, and a strong reputation behind its grading. Collectors who had seen hundreds or even thousands of 1974 quarters knew this one was different. It wasn't just better, it was the best they'd encountered. The bidding was focused. Enthusiasts and serious investors understood exactly what was at stake. This coin wasn't just for someone filling a date in a folder. It was for a collector who wanted the absolute top of the condition scale. A piece that could sit at the top of a registry set. A coin that other examples would be compared to, not the other way around. And when the final bid was placed, the sale closed with a confirmed value. This 1974 no-mint mark quarter sold for $95,000. Not because it was made of silver. Not because it had an error. But because it was preserved in near-perfect condition, a condition almost no other example from that year could match. It's a reminder that sometimes, the extraordinary hides in plain sight. Let's move on to the next rare Washington quarter in today's video, a coin that might look familiar but holds a very special place in the world of collectors. The 1999 D Mint Mark quarter from the Denver Mint. At first glance, this coin might seem just like any other quarter in circulation. It features the same profile of George Washington on the obverse, a design that's been in use since 1932 and has become one of the most recognizable images on American coinage. However, 1999 marked a turning point in the history of quarters and American numismatics with the launch of the 50-state quarters program. This ambitious series was designed not only to celebrate each state's unique heritage but also to rekindle interest in coin collecting across the country. The 1999 Denver Delaware quarter holds the distinction of being the very first coin issued in this groundbreaking series. Delaware, the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, is honored here with a design that shows Caesar Rodney on horseback, riding through the night to cast his decisive vote for independence. The image is a powerful symbol of courage, dedication, and patriotism, values deeply woven into America's foundation. What makes this coin particularly compelling to collectors isn't just its historic design or symbolic value, but its rarity and exceptional condition. While millions of Delaware quarters were minted and released, the vast majority were used in everyday transactions. As a result, most have the usual signs of wear, scuffs, scratches, and loss of detail. But the example we're discussing today stands apart. It has survived decades nearly untouched, preserving its original mint luster and sharp details as if it had just left the mint. Preservation is everything in numismatics. Even coins that are common in terms of mintage can become rare and valuable when found in pristine condition. This quarter's surfaces are smooth and reflective, free from the typical blemishes caused by handling and circulation. The fine lines in Caesar Rodney's cloak ripple clearly, the horse's mane and muscles are sharply defined, and the inscriptions around the edge remain crisp and legible. The composition of this coin, a copper-nickel clad, is susceptible to wear and environmental damage, making such preservation all the more impressive. The fact that this quarter has avoided contact marks, oxidation, or other forms of damage suggests it was carefully stored, likely within a protective mint set or collector's album, shielded from the elements and human touch. When it was submitted to a professional grading service, it received one of the highest possible mint state grades. This grade is reserved for coins that show virtually no signs of wear and have excellent eye appeal. For a business strike coin from this series, especially one that circulated widely, such a grade is exceedingly rare. Collectors and investors both took note. The coin's certification gave buyers confidence that it was indeed a superior specimen, an investment-grade coin. The auction drew strong competitive bidding, as collectors sought to own a piece that represents not just the history of Delaware or the 50-state quarters program, but a coin that had been preserved to near perfection. This competition drove the final sale price to an impressive $79,000. Such a figure might seem extraordinary for a quarter minted less than 30 years ago, but it highlights an essential truth in the world of coin collecting: rarity is as much about condition and demand as it is about age or mint errors. The market values coins that have retained their original beauty and details above all else. Moreover, the 50-state quarters program has a special place in collectors' hearts. It rekindled interest in collecting for millions and encouraged Americans to see coins as more than just currency but as pieces of history and art. This quarter is a symbol of that renewed enthusiasm, a reminder of how even modern coins can become highly sought after with the right combination of design, history, and preservation. This coin also serves as a lesson for anyone who enjoys collecting. The way you care for your coins today can have a significant impact on their value tomorrow. Coins kept in protective holders or albums, away from handling and environmental damage, can one day be prized possessions worth far more than their face value. As we continue with today's video, remember that each coin has a unique story. Some tell of historical moments, others of rare minting processes or errors. But many become valuable simply because they have been treasured and preserved carefully through the years. Understanding the journey each coin has taken gives collectors a deeper appreciation of its worth. This 1999 Denver, Delaware quarter is a perfect example of how modern coins, when preserved with care, can transform from everyday currency into coveted collector's items. Its story encourages collectors to look beyond face value and see the potential history and beauty held within even the most common coins. Each coin's journey is unique, and that journey often defines its true value. As the market for collectible coins continues to grow, the demand for well-preserved, historically significant coins like this will only increase. Next, we'll look at another remarkable quarter, one that holds its own fascinating story and significance in the world of collectors. Stick around to learn more about what makes these coins more than just change in your pocket. They are treasures waiting to be discovered. Up next, let's explore another fascinating coin that often goes unnoticed but holds incredible value when found in exceptional condition, the 1996 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark from the Denver Mint. While quarters are everyday coins we handle without much thought, this particular piece has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike because of its rarity and remarkable state of preservation. To truly appreciate this coin, we need to rewind to 1996, a year filled with historical significance and cultural milestones. It was a time when America was reflecting on its past while preparing for the future. The country celebrated the 200th anniversary of the ratification of the Constitution, a cornerstone of American democracy. This backdrop gives the 1996 quarter an added layer of historical importance beyond its metal content and design. The coin itself carries the classic imagery that has become synonymous with the Washington quarter. The obverse side features the timeless portrait of George Washington, crafted by the artist John Flanagan in 1932. This design was originally introduced to honor Washington's 200th birthday and has endured with only minor modifications since. Washington's dignified profile faces left, surrounded by the inscriptions, "Liberty" above and "In God We Trust" to the left, with the year, 1996, clearly stamped below. Flipping the coin reveals the reverse side, where the bald eagle perches majestically, wings slightly spread, clutching arrows symbolizing strength and preparedness, and resting on an olive branch, a universal emblem of peace. The phrases, "United States of America," and "$quarter," encircle the eagle. This design remained standard until the launch of the state quarters program in 1999, which introduced a new reverse design for each state. What sets this 1996 D quarter apart is not just the design or the year but its exceptional condition. Unlike the majority of quarters that have been in circulation for decades, accumulating scratches, dings, and general wear, this coin appears as though it was frozen in time. Its surfaces gleam with original mint luster, and every detail, from the fine strands of Washington's hair to the intricate feathers on the eagle's wings, remains sharp and crisp. Such preservation is extraordinary, especially for a business strike coin. These coins were made for everyday use, struck in vast numbers, and typically show signs of wear within a few years. The fact that this particular quarter has survived nearly flawless suggests it was carefully stored, likely tucked away in a mint set, collector's album, or protective holder, shielded from the handling and harsh conditions that typically degrade coins. The D Mint mark on this coin indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, which historically minted hundreds of millions of quarters each year. While quantity alone usually limits a coin's value, condition often trumps mintage numbers in the collector's market. This coin's high grade is what makes it truly rare and valuable. when this coin was professionally graded by a respected numismatic grading service, it received a top-tier mint state rating. Grading scales go from 1 to 70, with anything above 65 considered superb. A grade in the high 60s implies near perfection, where even microscopic imperfections are minimal or absent. Achieving such a grade is rare for any coin, and even more so for a business strike quarter that was widely circulated. The implications of this grading are significant. Collectors can buy with confidence, knowing the coin has been thoroughly examined and certified for its quality and authenticity. This certification adds a layer of trust and increases demand among serious collectors and investors. The story behind the coin's preservation and certification directly impacts its market value. Despite being minted just over 2 decades ago, this 1996 D quarter holds a current value of $56,000. This figure far surpasses its face value and reflects a growing appreciation for modern coins preserved in exceptional condition. This example underscores a crucial point in numismatics: condition and rarity often outweigh a coin's age or design in determining value. Even common dates can be worth significant sums if preserved impeccably. It also speaks to the increasing interest in modern collectible coins, as collectors seek examples that bridge history and contemporary significance. The 1996 quarter is not just a monetary instrument, it's a tangible link to a specific moment in American history. It represents the bicentennial spirit and reminds us that coins serve as small time capsules, holding stories, heritage, and artistry that extend far beyond their face value. For aspiring collectors or anyone holding onto coins, this coin highlights the importance of proper storage and care. Coins kept in protective cases, albums, or original packaging have a far greater chance of maintaining or increasing their value over time. The difference in worth between a well-preserved coin and one damaged by everyday handling can be dramatic. As we continue today's journey through remarkable quarters, remember that every coin has its own story. Whether a reflection of a historical event, a minting rarity, or simply the result of careful preservation, these coins connect us to the past in unique ways. This 1996 D quarter is a shining example of how modern coins, when treated with care, can evolve from everyday change into prized collectibles commanding substantial prices. Let's dive into the story of a very special coin, the 2022 USA $quarter honoring Dr. Sally Ride. This isn't just any quarter, it's a tribute to an extraordinary woman who broke barriers and reached for the stars, becoming the first American woman to travel into space. Released as part of the American Women Quarters program, this coin celebrates Dr. Ride's remarkable legacy and her lasting impact on science, history, and inspiration for generations to come. In a world where coins often blend into the background, this quarter truly stands out. On its obverse, you'll find the familiar and trusted profile of George Washington, a constant presence on quarters for nearly a century. But flip it over, and you're met with a powerful image: Dr. Sally Ride clad in her astronaut suit, gazing upward as if contemplating the vast universe she once explored. The stars and Earth in the background aren't just decorative elements, they symbolize the infinite possibilities of exploration and discovery that Dr. Ride championed throughout her life. This coin carries more than just metal, it carries a story of courage, determination, and progress. Minted at the Denver Mint, this quarter was struck with exceptional precision, highlighting the intricate artwork and capturing the spirit of a woman who paved the way for so many in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The design's fine details, the folds of the space suit, the confident expression on Dr. Ride's face, and the delicate stars above, invite us to reflect on her extraordinary journey and the doors she opened. Dr. Sally Ride's journey to space was not just a personal achievement, but a milestone that broke down gender barriers in a field traditionally dominated by men. Her historic 1983 mission aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger was a beacon of progress, inspiring countless young women and men to pursue careers in STEM. This quarter serves as a tangible reminder of her legacy and the ongoing fight for equality and representation. What makes this coin particularly appealing to collectors isn't just its connection to a historic figure, but also how well it has been preserved. While millions of these quarters were minted to meet public demand, those kept in pristine, mint condition are increasingly sought after. Collectors know that coins like this can be worth thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. A coin that gleams with original mint luster, free from scratches or wear, holds far more value than one that's been tossed in a pocket or spent in everyday transactions. Collectors prize coins that capture moments in history and honor influential figures, and this quarter fits that description perfectly. It's more than just currency, it's a tangible connection to progress, not only in space exploration but in representation, equality, and the pursuit of dreams. Dr. Sally Ride's legacy continues to inspire young people, especially girls and women, to reach for fields once thought unreachable. Owning this quarter means holding a piece of that legacy. If you happen to find this coin in your collection or come across it in the market, consider how it was cared for. Coins that are carefully stored, protected from the elements, scratches, and fingerprints, maintain their sharp details and brilliance over time. Professional grading, where experts evaluate and certify a coin's condition and authenticity, can further enhance its desirability and value in the eyes of collectors. Investing in proper storage materials or even coin capsules can make a significant difference in preserving a coin's quality over the years. The 2022 Dr. Sally Ride quarter also represents a broader cultural shift in the way the U.S. Mint recognizes American heroes. For many years, coins primarily celebrated presidents and historic events, but the American Women Quarters program marks a shift toward celebrating diversity and achievements that might have been overlooked in the past. It's a celebration of the stories that enrich our nation's fabric and inspire future generations. This coin serves as a daily reminder of the progress made and the work still to be done to ensure equal opportunity for all. This 2022 Dr. Sally Ride quarter reminds us that even modern coins, when thoughtfully designed and preserved, can become treasured collectibles. They connect us to moments of achievement and inspire us to honor the stories behind the faces they bear. It's a wonderful example of how coins can serve as small, portable pieces of history, art, and culture. And while it may still be relatively new, its importance and desirability continue to grow among collectors and enthusiasts alike. As we wrap up today's journey through these remarkable quarters, remember that every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. Whether it's a rare find from decades ago or a newly minted tribute like this one, coins offer us a window into history and the people who shaped it. So keep your eyes open, care for your collection, and never underestimate the value hidden in something as everyday as a quarter. Sometimes, the most ordinary objects can tell the most extraordinary stories. Collecting coins like this can also be a way to connect with history in a personal way. Each coin holds a piece of a larger narrative. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out, appreciating the stories behind the coins can make the hobby even more rewarding. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of quarters and want to see more stories about rare and valuable coins, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. There's so much more history, art, and hidden value waiting to be uncovered, and I can't wait to share it with you in the next video. See you soon.